last intramural championship of the season. Fraternity softball championship between Pike and Kappa Alpha. Last game of our entire intramural school year. Earlier tonight, we crowned dodgeball champions as that ball gets sliced and past the right fielder. And he's going to make a big turn at two, throw a little offline. And Pike's going to start this championship game off with a double. Just mentioning we gave away our last intramural championship shirts earlier this evening to Boom. Congratulations, win the dodgeball championship against a very competitive dodgeball tournament. This ball is high. This fraternity championship, nobody wins shirts, but a lot of pride at stake. The ball goes right back to the pitcher. The pitcher handles it no problem. Great heads up. Out number one. Josh steps up to plate. Josh Wilson. Matchup between Pike and KA. KA made it all the way to the men's semifinal. Had to unfortunately forfeit as that ball gets past the second baseman. Throw at the plate, cut off, tries to get him at second. That ball gets away. Run's gonna score and gonna go all the way to third on a mistake. 1-0 start by Pike. So KA showing a little shakiness with their defense early. Gonna have to tighten this up against a good Pike team. Pike's defense not gonna allow that many runs. So it's gonna be tight in terms of offense. So a runner on third now and a chance to get him in and take a 2-0 lead as that ball goes through the shortstop and third baseman. Josh will score, and that batter will stop at first with an RBI single. 2-0 start for Pike. A lot of energy coming from the Pike dugout, as though they're not playing for shirts. They want to be the best fraternity softball team on campus as that ball loops in to left field for a base hit. So runners at first and second, one out. A great start for Pike on offense in this fraternity championship. We're going to play all 7 innings in this final intramural game as that ball is going to get down in front of the center fielder. Let's see what the runners decide to do. Tries to throw to third. Ball gets away just a bit, but backed up by the pitcher. And now that'll leave bases loaded for Pike. So one out, bases loaded, and a chance to put up a crooked number up in the top of the first. Ball falls just a bit deep for ball 2. Runners start, or batters start with a 1-1 strike zone. And that ball is swung. First out at second, got him, double play, and KA gets out of the inning. So a big-time double play saves a big inning for Pike. Pike leads 1-0, but leaves 3 runners stranded. So a big inning avoided by KA. Pike really got the bats going and some shaky defense, but all they have to show is 1 run. See if that comes back to bite them. Should have probably had more, but a great double play turn by the third baseman to the second baseman and the first baseman to get out of that inning. See if KA can do some damage as they take the batter's box for the first time tonight. Josh throws the first pitch of the game for Pike. Ball is hit in the air, having a run forward, and play is made. Ball had a little too much flight to it and allowed the outfielder to run underneath for out number 1. Number 2 hitter for KA steps in, hits a little dribbler to third base. Going to be a tough play. Charges it, off balance throw, just too much speed, and going to be safe at first. So KA has their first base runner of the night as the 3-hole hitter steps in. Ball hit right back up the middle, a hole, and runners will be on first and second for KA. Talked about Pike in the men's bracket. That's the one that wins the championship shirts. Pike elected not to participate in the men's bracket. Figured they would have made some noise and possibly been a contender to win it. Instead, Sigma Chi won that, as that will go to the second baseman, has trouble, only play at first, and takes the out for out number 2. So runners in scoring position on second and third. And KA with an opportunity to at least tie the game and the go-ahead run on second base. Ball swung on and lifted. Outfielders retrieving. That ball's going to get down, just not in a good position to handle it. Batter's going to be on his way to third, and KA takes a 2-1 lead. So a good start by KA with the bats. You figured with how the top of the inning went, you thought that Pike would at least leave inning 1 with the lead, but instead it's going to be KA, and they're threatening to score more runs with a runner on third. Ball swung upon, second baseman charged it, and he'll take it himself. So KA takes a 2-1 lead heading into the top of the second inning. Fraternity championship game. Back in the top of the second, ball's going to get through the hole, and Pike has their leadoff runner on in the top of the second. It's like both fraternities has brought out a great contingent, especially Pike. Pike may have their whole fraternity here in their dugout. Game being played on a Tuesday night. All the other softball championships were played Sunday afternoon. The ball is swung upon right to the third baseman, and that'll be the first out of the inning. So 1 out. We talked about those championship games on Sunday. Congratulations to Sigma Chi winning the men's championship. The Rotator Cubs beat their PT brethren 7-0 in the Correct championship. And Pitch Slappers defeated the sorority champions Kappa Delta to win shirts, as that ball is going to come in a little too high for ball 1. Left-handed pitcher throws the ball in, swung upon to the second baseman. That's 1 out. Tries to get the second one, just too much speed, and Taylor's aboard. But a nice attempt at another double play. We saw KA get out of the top of the first inning with a double play and almost had another one. So the infield doing a good job of communicating and having good chemistry together. Gonna have to be something to watch. Anything hit with runners on, gonna have to be moving. That pitch outside and high, ball one. Pitch comes in, that's gonna be a strike. Looked like that was top of the zone. 2-2 count. Ball swung upon, that's gonna be sent foul, and Archie throws another ball into play. 2-2 count. Ball lifted to right field, outfielder under it, and makes the catch, and that'll be the end of the inning. So a quick inning for KA on defense. They're back in the batter's box, up 2-1.
It is one. It say 2-2.
Score update is 2-2. I've been saying the score wrong, but it is a 2-2 game, so we are tied. Missed one of those runs for Pike in the top of the first inning. That's KA now up to bat. Ball swung upon, and nice swing through the hole between first and second, and the leadoff runner, and that ball gets past the right fielder. A big-time mistake. Makes a turn at second. It's going to dig into third. Ball finally comes back to the infield, but what should have been a single is a triple now based on an error, and now a runner in scoring position after the first batter in the bottom of the second. And that should be enough to get the runner home, as that's going to be caught by the center fielder. Third base runner tags up, and KA gets in the lead. For real this time, it's 3-2. So they exchanged that run for an out off of that sacrifice fly. As that ball is a low hit pitch right back up the middle, and so far KA finding a lot of grass and gaps. As Elton steps into the batter's box. To the delight of the Pike crowd chanting his name, as that ball is going to be caught snow cone by the third baseman for out number 2. Ball swung upon, chopped in the infield, charged by the shortstop, and handled easily on a throw to first. So they get one based off of that error that should have been just a single, and the score now is 3-2 KA. top of the third in the fraternity championship game. KA is doing a good job of hitting, and some mistakes defensively by both teams have led to some runners advancing farther than they should. We'll see which team cleans up those mistakes. If that ball comes in as a high pitch, but falls perfectly for a strike. 2-2 count. Ball swung upon, takes a nice bounce to the shortstop, and that's going to be out number 1. Both teams have great infield play. It's been the outfield that's been a little shaky. Balls getting past the fielders have led to some just as that ball is hit down the line. Fair ball. Should be at least 2, but Josh stops at first. Great job by the right fielder getting that ball back in. Ball popped up into the air, and the ball's caught by the left fielder. Shortstop and third baseman were trying to make a play, but eventually get called off, and that'll be 2 outs in the inning. Ball swung upon, sent to the center fielder. Looks like it's going to be out number 3, and it is. So only a base runner allowed, and KA gets 3 outs again quickly, and we'll head to the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third. Nice play by the second baseman on the backhand. Pulled off the bag, got the tag. Good defense by the first baseman as that tag comes in on the shoulder. As that is the first out of the inning. So that throw pulled the first baseman off the bag, but nice defense to spin and find the runner in time to get the first out as that ball swung upon, and that is a big swing for strike 2. The ball comes in short, called by Archie. Want to highlight the 3 umpires on our last championship game of the year. Jade Perkins at first base, Cadence Romero at third, and Michael Archie behind the plate, the home umpire. As that ball just stays fair, and it's going to be an out. Close play, but I think that ball got there just by a step. Jay Perkins right on the call. Want to also highlight our social media staff bringing these pictures to you. Eli behind the camera, India Lee working all the graphics for you. And Davion Baker keeping India entertained as that ball is put in the left field, and that'll be the third out of the inning. So some good defensive plays by Pike, and they keep the deficit at 3-2. Top of the fourth inning. Game moving by pretty quickly. Started good offensively, but the offense have slowed down a bit. But you got to figure it'll take one big inning from one of these teams to create some separation. As that ball comes in high for ball 2. Ball swung on, pitcher handles it and throws it with his left hand to first base for the first out. We thought this game would be a defensive game, maybe take 4 or 5 runs to win it, and it's kind of evolving into that after that explosive first inning. As that pitch comes in beautifully for strike 2. Just not going to have problems in terms of the pitchers throwing strikes. Won't see a lot of walks in this game. As that ball falls on the outside of the plate, landed pretty good. Just didn't get past the plate where it needed to. 2-2 count. Ball swung upon and lifted. Should find the grass, but it is off of the fielder's glove. A great effort by that right fielder to try to get it, but just couldn't close the glove in time. So a base runner on for Pike. Ball swung and caught by the third baseman. Feints a throw to first. The runner does not try to advance. 2 outs, and the batter is threatened with putting on a shirt with sleeves if he doesn't get a hit this time. Ball hits the back of the plate for ball 2. Carson, one of our more athletic players in the program, lifts the ball, and that's going to be down for a base hit. So he gets to keep his sleeves off, and now they're going to have runners at first and second with a chance to tie this game. Is Taylor going to step in? He was involved in one of the interviews that we had in the semifinal. As the ball just clips the back of home plate. Automatic ball in our program if that happens. 2 out swing, hits right to the shortstop. He'll take the easy play at second, and that'll be the end of that inning. K with a chance to build on their 3-2 lead as that ball comes in inside for ball 2. And that ball is sent to the shortstop. Knocks it down, stays with it, and takes the play at first for out number 1. KA is looking for their first intramural frat championship of the season. Pike won T-shirts in our 5v5 indoor kickball league as that ball's gonna, looks like trail out of play for a foul ball. Like it might have stayed in the park, but doesn't. But Pike won flag football in a good matchup against Sigma Chi in the beginning of this school year in the Jaguar Training Center. As the pitch comes in, swung on, and falls in front, and another mistake made. Batter makes the turn to second, gonna make the turn to third, and will be in sliding easily. So again, what should have been a single turns into a runner on third base with only one out. Left-handed hitter in the box for KA. As that ball is going to be lifted to the outfield, and that ball is going to be caught, but will be enough to score the runner. Ball coming in way high. Our cameraman Eli doesn't move, doesn't has great trust in his higher power in life. A lot of faith. Hey man, yeah, point above. I understand, because you were gonna be meeting him. That ball would have hit you. 2 out. Davion said he couldn't do nothing for him. Behind the fence, he's actually right. That ball comes in for strike 2. We would have been in the ER tonight, last intramural game of the year.
He would have been. I had to call the corner.
Oh, we're talking about calling Adam's family home. As that ball was outside, 2-2 count. Ball comes in, swung upon and lifted, and should be caught for the third out of the inning. So a mistake made by Pike in the outfield leads to a KA run. It's 4-2, KA leads. Top of the 5th inning as Eli threatens us with litigation. That will be unsuccessful in court, though. It's 2-1 count now. As Jason, one of our supervisors, correctly claims you signed a waiver to work here. That's why he's a supervisor, ladies and gentlemen. Pitch comes in, and that's going to be a strike. Full count now, 3-2. We'll talk about KA's softball season. KA's only loss came via forfeit. So they were in the semifinals as that ball gets dribbled back, and the pitcher takes care of the first batter of the inning. So KA was in the semifinals on the men's bracket, had a chance to play ASCE, but unfortunately couldn't schedule a time to get to that game, and that is their only loss of the season. They've been a great team all softball season long. As that ball comes in a little deep on that pitch for ball number 2. Pike, meanwhile, has been pretty consistent as the ball swung upon and lifted. Should be as the ball gets past the center fielder, and it's going to be a turn past the second base. This could be an inside the Parker all the way to the fence, and he makes a turn for home. Throw comes in late, and that is the inside the park home run. Scores 4-3 now. These outfield mistakes for both teams are really becoming an issue, as that ball should at least been blocked up and at least been held, and the runner should at least been held to a single on first base. Instead, it goes all the way to the fence in the deepest part of the park, and good heads up running to be aggressive. And now the deficit is 1 as that ball is screamed. Nobody on first to cover, and that's going to be a base hit on a strongly hit ball. So tying run at first base now. Chase steps in. Swings, lifts it over the third baseman's head, and that's another base hit. So they put 2 hits together, and now got runners on first and second. So 3 straight hits for Pike. 1 led to a run being scored, 1 out. But now I have runners at first and second. As that ball comes in inside for ball 2. Ball swung upon, hit to the second baseman, throws it to the shortstop, gets 1, and doubles it up and gets out of the inning. The second double play of the night, and once again, KA's defense bails them out. 4-3 score going to the bottom of the 5th. Top of the 5th, as we got an animal update. There's a frog apparently by the third base line. Keep your eye on Cadence, our third base umpire, terrified of frogs. So if you see a frog chasing her, that's your entertainment for the night. Ball swung upon and lifted towards the frog, but out of play as Archie throws another ball in. Never know what you're going to see at intramurals. As we turn the lights off for the final time this school year tonight. Got our staff cookout tomorrow, staff only for the whole department. And of course, we'll recognize all the best that we've seen in intramurals this year with our awards cookout on Thursday night. As that ball is going to be flyed out to the center fielder for out number 1. Josh Wilson throws the pitch, and that ball comes in just a bit deep. Ball swung upon and lifted as a Pike outfielder is under it for out number 2. Two out. Elton steps in, takes a swing, third baseman handles it, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning. So 1-2-3 inning for Pike, and they'll be up to bat looking to tie the game or take the lead. It's 4-3. All right, we're back now, and it is the top of the 6th inning. I want to get a shot of the crowd as we're trying to get them to wave here. As a lot of support for the fraternity teams here. I want to make sure we acknowledge that as India is trying to get them audience participation here. Not following direction. There we go. That was like pulling teeth. Top of the 6th inning. Pike 6 outs to make something happen as that ball comes in for ball 2. Maybe we should have wrote it down and showed it to him, as that is going to be strike 2. 2-2 count. Ball swung, hit to the third baseman. Tough hop, and that just was too hot to handle. And that is going to be, I'm going to call that a base hit. That took a wicked hop for the third baseman. Really nothing he could do about it, as that'll be the leadoff runner on for Pike. Tying run at first base as the heart of the lineup comes up as that ball goes in deep. Pike looking for traffic on the bases as this ball comes in just a bit too high, just doesn't fall quick enough. Full, and it's a 3-1 count, hitter's count. Ball swung short, and 3 straight balls, and the first 2 runners of the inning are on for Pike. No outs, 2 runners on. Pitch comes in, a good chance at a double play. On the second, on the first double play, the third one of the night. But the runner advances to third base. So in 6 innings, 3 double plays for KA. Just has bailed him out of some tough situations. Carson steps in looking to get the runner home from third. That takes the ball inside. Carson got a hit last time he was up. This one would score an RBI as that pitch comes in for a strike. 2-2 count. Ball swung and lifted high. May be in a gap, but the rover runs underneath it for KA and ends the rally. So first 2 runners get on, but they can't do anything with it. Defense for KA keeps it a 4-3 game. This age, we're talking about how some of my staff is yawning. They're too young to be yawning, because if they're yawning at the age of 18 and 19, I'm not going to tell the people what time I woke up this morning. We don't have, this is why we don't have 2 headsets right now. But don't worry, when we get to the fall semester, we'll get 2 headsets. And we'll get to 3 headsets. We'll get to hear all these great stories. Ball comes in, and that's going to be a ball deep. 2-2 count. My staff can't wait to have a 3-person booth in terms of broadcasting, as that ball's going to get hit to the third baseman. Goes past him, and a nice lean. First baseman making some great plays as he leans and gets that ball right before the runner gets there, beats him by a step. First out of the inning. It's important at the bottom of the 6th that Pike can keep this a 1-run game. Can't give up any insurance runs as they'll head to their last at-bats at the top of the 7th. Ball swung and lifted to the center fielder, got plenty of space and time, and records the 2nd out of the inning. case we don't get the chance, want to thank everybody for playing intramurals this year. Been a great year. Participation been up by 13% from last year. So a lot of interest and a growing program. Also want to give a shout out to our club sports doing great things. Sailing Club, you've seen their posters all over campus as that's going to be dribble to the pitcher, tough play, and he's going to be safe. Great speed by the by the batter, and they're going to have a runner on with 2 outs. Other club sports of note, Run Club has been participating in marathons and runs across the city together. They get up 6 a.m. in the morning every Tuesday and Thursday and run at the intramural track and the nature trail. So a good club to be a part of as that ball is going to be caught by the center fielder. Shout out also to our other great clubs. It's been a great year. So top of the 7th, we'll see if Pike can tie the game. Last chance for Pike to at least tie this game and extend their chances to win this fraternity championship.
Since what? What they talking about? What he talking about?
7.
We got 7. We got 7.
Pause. Hold on.
We in the 7. I promise you. We're in the 7.
Little discrepancy there. Sorry about that. It is the 7th inning as we've been keeping track of it as that ball's going to fall short. Pike looking for base runners here. And this is probably going to be a take by Taylor just to try to get on. That's going to be short, and that's going to be the leadoff runner walking on. So a chance to get Taylor home, the tying run. As a left-handed Pike hitter steps in. As that's going to be a ball. Now the pitcher having trouble finding the strike zone. And that's going to be a strike and a good call by Archie. Looked like Pike had the strategy to take it until a strike was thrown, keeping the bat on their shoulders. That's going to be a play to the second baseman, throws to the shortstop. Going to be a little late as that was safe, looking for their 4th double play of the night. So a new base runner at first base and 1 out. And again, any ball hit on the dirt, it is in danger of being turned into 2. And if they turn a double play here, the game is over, and K would be our fraternity champions. And that's going to be a strike. Good pitch thrown by the pitcher, settling down after that leadoff walk. 1-2 count, a tough take as that was really close, but a good call, I think. Archie's had a good strike zone tonight as that ball is lifted to left field, and he's under it for out number 2. So 2 outs. Josh Wilson, Pike's arguably best player, stepping up into the box. Needs to have the hit of his life here, his Pike life, to extend this game. Lefty on lefty matchup as that ball comes in short. Ball swung, it's gonna get through, and that extends the game for Pike. They now have runners at first and second and in scoring position. And it'll fall to Chase now to try to get that tying RBI. Two out, runners on first and second. Ball swung upon and lifted in the foul territory and out of play. So Pike down to their last strike. KA with the fraternity championship in sight. Ball swung and lifted again, foul. It's going to be close to staying in the park, but just out of room in left field. So not only down to his last strike, down to his last foul ball. He's got to keep it fair. Got to keep it in between the lines. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, hit to the shortstop, handles it on to second base, and that'll do it. KA wins the 2025 Fraternity Softball Championship. As they celebrate with a huddle in the middle of the field. Great game between both teams. 4-3 final on that. And KA able to use a good start in the first inning, 2 runs, and added 2 more. And was able to protect that lead with some great defense. Just made the least amount of mistakes in the outfield and was able to win the 2025 Fraternity Championship, their first championship this season. It's been a great season as that was the last game of the year. I'm going to stay and talk for a couple of minutes. It started for us all the way in August, actually in orientation in June and July as we built our staff and prepared for the upcoming season. Got to talk to every single freshman that came through South at the orientation, told them about intramurals. And we had a great freshman class come in that participated in a lot of our sports. And as you see, some great pictures of KA taking pictures, and they'll be featured on our Instagram with our other softball champions. Season progressed to August when school started with our week of welcome events. Did our campus rec kickoff, had a good crowd for that. And the Color Rush Dodgeball was a great event. You can see those pictures on our Instagram as well. Always a great event that everybody loves to kind of get going. First sports of the year was flag football, a great flag football year, great participation. And we transitioned to so then we transition into soccer and volleyball. Alumni really kind of controlled the fall with the sports that we had here. And then we also had in the spring a good basketball season, great championship night with some great matchups between the alumni team. And then softball season, really the fraternities kind of dominated that, and Civic High winning the championship. PIKE took the beach volleyball championship, just cementing their legacy as the class that has just been dominant in volleyball. So great season, excited for everybody. Can't wait for 25-26. Want to thank everybody that come out. Also want to give a shout out. Jade Perkins is sitting next to me. That was her last game as an undergrad. And so personally, Jade means the world to me, and we're going to miss her. But she'll still be around. And we've got to deal with these lovely freshmen for a couple of years. So that'll conclude it for us this year. I want to thank everybody, like I said. Hopefully we'll see you at the banquet, the Cookout Awards on Thursday. So this is us signing off. South Sports.